What's up, YouTube? This is Cdog back with another Transformers review. This is the Transformers Battalion series, Jetfire. For those that haven't seen my Battalion playlist, it's in the playlist. It's under Battalion Transformers, and it's the Battalion series of Optimus. I have the Battalion Commander, and I have the smaller versions like this. They're large, but they're smaller than the Commander. The Commander sizes are like 11 inches, I believe. And so I have the Commander Optimus Prime. I also have the Battalion Optimus Prime, Megatron, Grimlock, and Starscream up. Those are all in my 480p old camera, but they still are decent reviews, and I'm not going to go back and re-record them anytime soon unless I get requests to. But, you know, this is Jetfire, to continue that line. I just picked up Jetfire, PROWL, and Bumblebee. So I've got a full collection now, other than the big 11-inch Bumblebee, but I want nothing to do with that. So, yeah, let's check them out in the box real quick. So he's got cool art there on the front. Jetfire and 8 steps. The back has a little bio there for everyone to read. Autobot scientist Jetfire is always looking to upgrade and improve Autobot technology. It shows the product shots of Jetfire in robot and plane mode, and then the 8 steps is on the back. Shows it's by Hasbro. So without further ado, let's get into the review. Alright, here he is out of the packaging. He's pretty badass, actually, for being a, you know, upscaled type of... Well, he's remolded it from Starscream, and he's not really upscaled anything other than upscaled Legends Starscream. But he's pretty cool. I mean, he doesn't have knees. They pretend to give him knees, but he has some... He doesn't have the greatest ratchets, but he does have ratchets, and they hold. They're just kind of buttery ratchets, and he's got some hollow spots here. See, this is when they should make a toy hollow, when they make something like this, not when they give us a mainline figure. But he's got some pretty cool details. Let's check out some of the details up close. First off, we'll go through the head sculpt. So yeah, so his head sculpt's pretty cool. He's got these will move, the horns, and there's a reason for that. And of course his head will turn back and forth, and he's got really cool head sculpt. He's got a faceplate that's painted silver and a dark metallic blue for the visor. And his white is awful real white. It's either really white plastic or nicely painted white, or both. I think, because we got paint. This is paint right here, and I believe some of his head is painted, and the chest here is painted. So nicely done. We have some details there. We got some vents here picked out in kind of like a metallic silver. Got that dark metallic blue again, bordered by the red paint, and the stripes here. Some more red details here on his abdomen. Going down from there, his knees are red plastic, so he's got painted white legs. The red kind of borders around his feet, and then he has kind of like old MPO3 Starscream heels, sort of. He's got some molded on wheels on his knees, molded knees that don't bend, but he does have some articulation in the legs, so you can go forward, back, front, and he's got ankles that will go front. And you could probably customize it to go front to back, but they at least go front, so you can get them kind of doing one of these type of deals. Well, they probably look something like that. See? But yeah. And then his articulation continuing on, he's got some arms that will go out, so that's good. And I would support it right here when you do it. And then when you're coming back, do it, support it right down here, here, and here. Because it's kind of a weak joint. And see, the plastic could break. But he's got a swivel. More than 90-degree bend at the it's like 120 or 30 degree bend at the elbow, so that's cool. And then I showed you the articulation in the horns and the head. And then his wings also can move around. So he has some coolness, and you know, he's a really cool figure. He's got two red guns that look good when you peg them in his hands. I believe his hands are painted too, or maybe not. That might be white plastic. But nicely molded guns. I think they're pretty cool. He's got Autobot symbols here painted on the wings, so you know he's official. And he looks pretty cool. He's got those kind of same vents they use to make it look like Starscream, but it works. If they had painted him red, it might actually look kind of like Jetfire did. Considering this is Jetfire, he has a bunch of red paint here as well that we'll get to in the transformation. So size, since these are kind of you know, Titans Return, we kind of all know the size and stuff, but things like this we might not. So let's just go through the size of a battalion figure. So he's 7 inches and 7.2 inches, about a little less than 7 1/4. In between 7 1/4 and 7, to be honest. Yeah, and I actually like this line. It's really fun to play with this line, and it's just got a lot of character, in my opinion. If they had put knees on these would be perfect. These would be fun as hell, and they're big. I like big figures. Like, I don't open up my 3 3/4 inch action figures for humans, because I just find them... the old 80s 3 3/4, maybe, but the new ones are like flimsy and stuff, and maybe they could... there's a company out there that could change my mind, but we're talking Hasbro, mostly. But, alright, so removing his guns, so checking a quick look at his guns a little bit better in detail there. So, pretty cool. It's got kind of like a... this is the revolving place, and then he's got some kind of hammer type thing. Maybe a scope. Although it looks like just pieces of plastic, but... nice fusion cannon there for Jetfire. You want to... for transformation, you want to take those tabs right here and here and peg them together. And that's pretty simple. And then you flip up his feet, and then they create boosters on the back, which is kind of neat. We'll keep these down for now. Next, you want to kind of remove that. There's a peg right there that goes into that port right there. And you take down his arms, so we want to pull his arms out. I'm guessing that's why they had that part of the articulation. And then they swing down. For those that watched my Starscream review, they probably remember this, but they swing down like that. And then you have to remember to pull down his horns, so they go down together, so you pull them down just like that. Alright. Next, you want to take right up in here, take your thumbnail and kind of pull up there. And we want to watch as you bring it up. Don't just jam it up, because already you see it's offline. You got to make sure that it clears the... see, it already screwed up. You got to make sure it clears that, so you don't screw up the horns. And then it connects right there with that tab and that slot. And then you go up under here and you pull out that, and then pull this back one click. You can even put it inside if you want, if you don't want to use it, like if you're in the air. Alright. And then you have a couple adjustments. So there's 2 pegs on this. There's a peg right here and a peg right there. And the reason they have that, and then there's a slot in the back of his arm right there. So we flip this back, and you can have it in 2 different adjustments. You can peg it into like that. Well, it's like that, or like this. So I'll show you on both. So this... you would want to pull it all the way out and then use the inner one on the back of that tab right there. Just like that. Boom. Alright. And then the other attachment, you pull it in a little bit and you use the opposite, the outer one. And we just attach that just like that as well. Let's see if we can get it so you can see it. Might as well just do it so I can see it. Like that. So we have 2 options. just like that and like that, and it's pegged in. And then last but not least, push that in, adjust the tail fins up like that, and you know, we can adjust it to wherever you want. So let's just, for sake, we'll pull them all out this time. Usually you have to unhinge this just to pull the wing out all the way. You don't want to stress that. So we'll put it, this is not the Jetfire way. Jetfire would normally have them back a little bit, but, or Skyfire I guess would. But you know, just to show you what this looks like in whole, incomplete. That looks like that. Alright, and I think when you hide the wings back, it looks a little more Jetfire-ish. It doesn't hide much, but it kind of goes over a little bit more. Maybe just a hair more of the arms. But it becomes less noticeable. But one thing is, this is a little bit loose, so if you hit it, it will definitely flop down, but it doesn't fall on its own. So that's pretty cool. You got a little slot here for the peg that goes in, but there he is. And like I showed you before, you got a little tab right here. You can pull on that. It's a little bit hard, but you probably want to use something to pull it out. But you got that, and then there's those molded wheels right there. And there is Jetfire in jet mode. And you can also take these and peg these on like that if you want. Just like that and like that. And then he has some kind of null ray type deals, but you know, that doesn't really look like Jetfire to me. But you can also take these and plug these up in the screw holes here. There's another spot too, like that. And that kind of looks more like Jetfire. So that's pretty cool. And then the final option is you can go on the side of the arms right here. And if you don't like them forward, you can always put them backwards, of course, you know what I mean? So if you want to hide them out of the way or something, you can put them like that. And that's probably the most accurate looking for what, you know, mainly looking just kind of like missiles would. You know, minus these parts. If they didn't have that part, it'd look a lot better. But I'm not going to break the toy just because of the way it looks. I always like to keep the way things are. But that's the figure, and he's pretty cool. I mean, you got some of those details come up. You got the nice red nose cone here. Those silver vents are painted in, looking nice. You got nice paint red here. The paint is nice and thick, so it looks like it's, you know, it's not bleeding through or anything. And it matches up really good with the plastic. So they did a good job there. And I like how the feet turned into the thrusters. You can have, I think these are called tail wings. One of these two are called tail wings, or maybe they're all called tail wings. But I think there's stabilizers or something, maybe. Yeah, stabilizers. These might be stabilizers, and these might be tail wings. But anyway, so you got the red stripe and the Autobot symbol to represent Jetfire. And then underneath, this is what he looks like underneath. You can see that the horns had to be down to fit him in there. Big open part right here, and it's kind of interesting because they got the vents right here, like as if these vents transformed into that part. It's kind of interesting. So they did a pretty neat detail there. But he's pretty cool. I like him. So real quickly we'll take a look at what he looks like with the other attachment. So just real fast. So we'll undo those, undo that. So we can do the wings back a little bit. I'll pop that back after we do. There we go. And then we just attach them in those wings right there and right there. So that's what he looks like. See what I mean? They come back a little bit more, but not really. Actually, you know what? I'm going to actually put it together like how this looks most like Jetfire to me. And that's pretty cool. That's what he looks like. Definitely a Transformer with the guns on top, but whoops. And since this is loose a little bit, I mean, I'm sure you could tighten it somehow. There's not a pin. There's a pin. There's not a screw or anything, but you probably have to hold it like this to pull it, because you can back it up like that, but when you push it, it tends to, yeah, see, it goes down. So, but you can pull it along. You can always put it forward too, you know. It don't look right, but that's how it comes out, and it's like this when it folds in. And then just transform him back. We'll take, you know, that's pretty much him. We just remove everything from the pegs, put these down, pull this up. We'll just do this like in 2 seconds here. Flip this up, remove the guns, and then pull this up. It attaches in there like that. It has a nice clip. You can hear the audible click. And then pull this down. After you fold in that bottom part, flip the feet down, flip the stabilizers to the side, and this flips around and pegs in there. And there you go. We got Jetfire back in his robot mode. Let me know what you think of this figure and this review. And we got Prowl and Bumblebee next. And if you guys want, I'll keep going and we can get Optimus, Grimlock, Megatron, and what is the other one? And Starscream. You can get those in 1080p as well. 1080p 60 I'm recording in now. But, whoop. I didn't have that happen with Starscream, so I didn't know to expect that. But yeah, it just came back on. But yeah, so leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe for more toy reviews. And as always, stay awesome, stay subbed, and stay tuned for the next video. Share with your friends. That's a wrap, guys. I'm out.